Welcome everyone to EcoFriend Club. So we have a good mix of people, both from returning from either our fall and or our winter eco session, as well as some people who are brand new. So welcome if you are new and or returning. A little bit about our EcoFriend Club and kind of the style and or the way things are going to go. We will be meeting every Thursday from 4 to 4:30, and we will be going over our overarching topic and theme of this session is weather and climate. So today, for example, we're going to be diving into the differences between the two and kind of going over some examples of both and or kind of, again, further detail about that. General kind of layout about how eco works and kind of how we normally do things. Normally, first kind of part/session of it is we'll kind of go right into the topic. So wherever we're covering for the day, we'll kind of dive into. We also will have the opportunity to see some of our animals here at Irvine. So if you can't tell, I am at one of our Irvine rooms right now. I also don't think I fully introduced myself. My name is Emily. I will be your leader and your teacher for this session. Leading up to, I should say that I will be your leader as long as I can. I am expecting a baby at the end of May into June. So if you don't see me, because I have already rolled on out, you will have another wonderful Irvine leader as well. So side note on that. So anyway, like I said, general kind of layout as we get into the topic. We also, like I said, have animals here. Our animals range from, we have turtles, toads, snakes, we have some birds of prey, we have some other cool animals. So we might be able to check out some of those animals kind of as well. We'll be showing them, talking about them as well. And then lastly, we'll normally kind of end on either a craft or an activity that we'll be doing together. So as I mentioned in the beginning, hopefully you have all gotten and received your boxes. So your boxes should have all of your materials inside it. So any worksheets or any supplies you'll need for the activity or craft should be all in that box. So like I said, that's kind of the layout, the basics of it. So like I said, also mentioned in the beginning, if you have questions and or if you want to comment, this is very informal. So it's very much if you have a question and or I'll be asking you guys several different things as we go along. Feel free to raise your hand so I can call on you. Probably just like you do in school. Go ahead and raise your hand. I know there's a little hand button as well that you can use, and or you can always just type it in the chat. Also want to make sure too, we leave the chat just for questions. So that way we can, like I said, go through that. So make sure you're just leaving our chat just for questions that you have for the class and not for anything else. And yeah, that's kind of the basics. So like I said, we'll kind of dive into our kind of main topic for today. And then we'll, like I said, kind of get into our actual activities and or just kind of dive right into it. So before I start, anybody have any questions about the basics, the layout, any of that fun stuff? Like I said, pretty straightforward and or pretty easy. Also too, if you want to keep yourself your video not showing, stuff like that, totally fine. Again, feel free to use the chat if you feel more comfortable with that. So if everyone is good to go, we will get right into our topic today. Like I said, the main overarching theme we're going to be discussing these next 8 weeks is about weather and climate. So I gave you guys, like I said, you should have this paper with you. If you don't, I'll hold it up so you can also follow along with it. So basically, you know, the whole idea, we're covering this topic, we need to kind of figure out what the difference between the two is. So for example, does anybody in their own words, besides looking at the worksheet, anybody want to tell me what weather versus climate is? Like I said, you can look on the worksheet and just kind of familiarize yourself, or if you know exactly how it's different. The thing is, a lot of people think they're the same thing, and they definitely are not. So it's definitely important that we do clarify that they're different. Ben, go ahead, start us off. Oh, I still can't hear you, Ben. Sorry. But I say, if you want to type it in the chat, you can too. I'll have our chat up as well. Like I said. Also, bear in mind, you know, we always get technical difficulties, so don't mind that. All right, awesome. Ben said weather is something that does not really stay the same. Perfect, absolutely. So weather is something that you can think of that changes literally on an hourly basis. If you've ever been in a situation where, you know, you have all these plans of like going outside and like going to the beach and you're just like pumped and excited, and then it just downpours and it rains and you're just like, well, you know, we can do with it what we want, and or we'll figure out something else to do. But you kind of just have to adapt with what the weather and or what's happening within, you know, could be changing within, you know, an hour or a few minutes time. So I absolutely love your description, Ben, that yes, weather is definitely something that is short term, meaning that it changes very rapidly and quickly, and it changes in very specific spots as well. So again, all dependent upon your location, it's going to depend on what your weather is. For example, your weather at your house or your home right now is probably maybe even a little bit different than my weather here at Irvine. And again, that's totally fine. That happens too. But again, it's important to note that it's different. Then when you look on the flip side, you look at your climate. If you look, like I said, at your picture here, just as a reminder, the weather section, it says your short-term state of atmosphere. So it gives you an example of rain, again, being, again, very easy and kind of notable to see and say, okay, yeah, no, it's raining. Definitely notice that, or it's changing. It was clear, now it's raining. Climate, on the other hand, is a little bit different. Climate mainly focuses on long-term time frame. So for example, it talks about in average, so we know what an average is, right? What does it mean when I say an average of something? Anybody know? Might have learned averages yet. I forget where in math you learn averages. It's been a while since I've been in school. Yes, perfect. I see Ava put it in the chat. Perfect. Yeah, average is about normal. Right, exactly. So average is kind of like over time, you kind of get your collection of numbers, and your average is kind of somewhere in the middle of that. So this says your average weather over many years in one specific place. So a great example it gives you is your tropical climate. So for example, we know that in the rainforest, it's going to be certain temperatures and certain weather throughout the year. They have a rainy season, they have a season that's really warm, they have a cooler season. And we know that, and that's kind of, again, based upon over time. It's much longer process. Whereas they do have their weather, they have their everyday, you know, one day it rains, one day it doesn't, one day it rains a little bit more. But your climate is that overall, it's again, it's like your long-term kind of look. If I were to say, you know, Texas's climate is very hot. It's not always hot in Texas. They even got snow, you know, a few months ago and stuff like that. But their overall climate, how it generally averagely is it's generally hot almost, you know, 3/4 of the time during the year. That's kind of your difference. So like I said, we're going to dive into the differences. We're going to be looking into some examples of weather, as well as some examples of climate. So again, we'll be using these two words, and it's important, like I said, to kind of note and or make the difference as to what they both mean, because they are different. And we'll, again, continue to go over that as we move along. So something for you guys to do to kind of start off our activity and or to kind of get you doing something, since, you know, we've just been talking and or sitting for this first half. The first sheet that you're going to want to pull out is, like I said, today's weather. So if you have this worksheet, great. If you don't have it, you can always use a scrap piece of paper, or you can just, you know, kind of think about it. You don't actually have to write it. But what I want you guys to do, like I said, if you just have a writing utensil, if you have markers, for example, I got some lovely, lovely markers. What we're going to be doing, and what we'll do today as an example, is every day that we meet. So for example, we're doing it today, we'll do it next Thursday, the Thursday after that. We're gonna kind of keep track of what our weather is specifically to where you're located. So like I said, this worksheet paper should be two-sided, but you'll just use the one side. It should say today's weather is, you should wear, and you can. So first thing I want you guys to fill out, so you can either decide if you want to draw or if you want to write it out, whatever you feel more comfortable at. If you're like an awesome drawer, go for it. If you rather just list things out, totally can too. But what I want you to do to start off is under our today's weather is block. I want you to describe the weather today as best as you can. So again, you can describe that in a picture. So maybe you did something outside today, or maybe you were looking outside today, or looking at, you know, the weather and how it's looked today. You can draw that. You can just describe it. You can say, was it warm? Was it cold? Was it windy? Was it bright? Was it dark? Was it cloudy? So using any kind of description that you want. So again, you can do that in words, or you can just draw it out. But take a minute or two, just fill out that first box for me. Like I said, fill out and explain to me in as many details as you can how the weather has been today. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm also gonna do that just to also show you as an example. So like I said too, go ahead and again, either write out or draw, however you want to describe the weather today. Like I said, I'll give you guys about a minute to work on that however you would like. Again, if you don't have any paper and or you just want to think about it, totally fine too. Also, if you were in ECO before and you guys remember, my drawing is not the greatest, but you know, not all of us can be skilled in arts. That's just how it is. So if and when I show you my drawing, just be aware of that. And or, you know, just be proud in it. Like I'm proud that, you know, not the greatest drawer, it happens. But like I said, however you feel comfortable and or want to do it. So I'll give you another 30 seconds to go ahead and, like I said, either draw or write out how today's weather was. And then we'll share some of y'all's thoughts. Sorry, yes, I'm also trying to look at the thingies as the chat as well. So yes, you can draw it right on the paper. Like I said, in our first block here, today's weather. All right, so give you guys a minute. That should be pretty good. So would anybody like to either show their picture and or describe or tell us some words that you use to describe today? Again, you can either raise your hand, you can type it in the chat, whatever, however you feel comfortable. Anybody want to share and or say how the weather is today? If not, totally fine. And or I'll give you a second. Ooh, I see Ava's. Awesome. Wonderful. Great. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Ava. Ooh, perfect. I see Lennon. Did I say that correct? All right, awesome. I see Lennon she wrote sunny. Absolutely. I wrote sunny too as well. Awesome. I see Camden has wrote a few things. Perfect. Awesome. I see Zion, I believe. Also, sorry if my head is quite large on the screen. All right, perfect. Angel wrote sunny and warm. Absolutely. I wrote warm too. Perfect. I see some of you again. Thank you for showing. I'll show mine as well. Also, if you want to show yours too, that's perfect. I had a bright sun in my picture, as well as this is me and my coworker. We decided to have lunch outside on our lovely red picnic tables. So I drew that outside. Just like you guys wrote, I wrote sunny, warm. It was slightly windy, which was quite nice. It kind of helped kind of cool things off, which was lovely. And it was quite bright out today. I noticed it a little bit when I was setting up for an event, and I noticed it was just quite bright, just very, very, very sunny, which, you know, it's always nice. Perfect. So next one, or next box that we're going to cover is you should wear. So in today, what did you decide to wear today based on what the weather was? Either before you got ready this morning, did you decide like last night what you were gonna wear? Did you decide this morning? And what did you decide? Did you decide we're doing shorts today? We're doing short sleeves? It's actually quite funny. I decided to change this morning because I was prepping for one weather and then decided to change. So when you, in that section, like I said, you can always draw it too. You can write it or draw it, but put what you decided to wear today or what you think you should wear today. So take like a minute, 30 seconds to write that down. I see Camden is showing there's short sleeve pants. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. So like I said, you can keep writing that, and or just want to make sure we have enough time, so I'm going to keep rolling through. But what I put is on mine, I decided to wear a long sleeve today. I did have a short sleeve on this morning, but it was a little chilly this morning. You guys might have been noticing this too, and or have noticed it the past few days, but it's like cooler in the morning and then it gets nice and warm. But it's a little too cold for me in the mornings to just wear a short sleeve. I have to wear like a jacket or something like that on top. So decided to go long sleeve today. Decided to wear pants because, you know, pants are definitely fun. And then I decided to wear some closed-toed shoes. Awesome. Ava is showing us her clothes as well. Awesome. Again, good drawing. I could not draw that. So good job. So yeah, so again, what did you decide to wear today? Again, maybe also too, you can put, I definitely brought my sunglasses today because it was sunny. Yes, Julie, did you want to add or go ahead? Yeah.
I'm on a different device right now, but I have to hang up through this device and I don't have the code. So could you like send it to a different email?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Just send it to I'll type my email in the chat.
Okay. While I'm doing that,
okay,
perfect, I got it, Julie. While I'm doing that, everyone fill out the last section, which says you can. So that basically is covering and saying, what could you do today if you were outside all day? If you didn't have school, you were able to be outside, what would you be doing today? And Julie, I'll send you that link in just a second. So like I said, those of you following along. Okay. All right. So like I said, last one is what did you or what can you do today? So looking at, again, sorry, my face is so close. Oh, play outside. Oh, I love it. Eva's got some soccer going on. Awesome. Yep. I was about to say all different kinds of things you could do today. Today's, again, one of those days where you can pretty much do really anything outside. I see Zion as well. Oh, perfect. Yep, playing. Wonderful. Awesome. Yeah, playing with my dog, running, love it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be taking my dog out today. So I'll put that down too. Taking dog outside, playing outside. Perfect. Wonderful. So yeah, so today again, pretty nice day that you could pretty much do anything today. Go get ice cream today. Gotta love ice cream. Play outside, play some mini games. Absolutely, definitely. Those are all great options. So like I said, what we're gonna do every week, we're going to be filling in these papers. So make sure that you keep a hold of this paper for next week, so that way we can fill out the opposite side as well. So you can just set that aside for now, I should say. And then we'll do our very last activity today, which is going over and talking about our 5-day forecast. So like I said, if you have this paper with you as well, this will be the last thing we'll work on. I know we just have about a minute. So I'll just kind of give you the instructions and you can work on it on your own, and or we can follow up next week with it as well. But the reason I added this paper is because this gives you a really nice look at, you probably have maybe watched the weather on TV with your parents, or have seen it maybe in the newspaper or seen it anywhere. But basically, again, talking with weather again is something that you can somewhat predict within a week out or so. And so what people do, or what we like to do, is we always like to look ahead, right? We always like to see what the weather's going to be, if the weekend's going to be nice, if it's going to be sunny, if it's going to be rainy. So again, this gives you an example showing you the different weather conditions. So for example, it says that the current condition is overcast, meaning that there's tons of clouds. The next day it said partly sunny. Next day it says areas of fog. The next day, or the next 2 days, it's sunny. Saturday, chance of rain. So what you guys can do, like I said, is you can kind of create your own 5-day forecast, depending on what location you want to choose. Let's say you want to talk about the forecast in the Bahamas. You're like, I want to be somewhere sunny. I want to go to the beach. So, you want to get, some nice predictions there. This is all kind of makeup, and or, you can create whatever you would like. So first thing to mark down is your location, where your forecast is going to be related to. You could say my house. You could say Owings Mills, Reisterstown if you live there. Again, you can make up your own place. If you want to make up like a fake place and be like, this is what the weather's always going to be like. It's always going to be sunny. It's going to be great. You can do whatever you like. So again, first step is to say your location. And then underneath that, you'll see it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it tells you the date. Again, you can make up the date however you would like. And so then what I want you guys to do is, again, you can either draw or you can write in and describe and tell me how you want your week to go. So let's say, again, you're in a location that's really nice, like the Bahamas. You can write out and say what the temperature and what the weather is going to be for all 5 days. And again, you can have fun with it. You can make it up and or make it whatever you would like. It is going to be your, like I said, your forecast. So like I said, you can work on that for now. We will follow up with that next week. So make sure to fill it out and or put down whatever weather you want each day to have, what location, again, you want it to be at. And next week, if we have some time, we'll share it if anybody has something special they want to add. So I know that was a lot and it was kind of cramped a little bit at the end. We'll definitely have more time next week because we won't have as long of an intro. So, but that is it for today. So like I said, please get outside if you can, enjoy the weather. And I will see you all next week. So bye guys, have a good one. See you all next